What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over my top 3 books that I picked up from last week. And I know you heard that right, top 3. I didn't pick out 5. My week was a little bit slow this week. I only have picked up about 6 books. And honestly, I wasn't very in love with a lot of them. So I decided let me talk about my top 3 because I do have 3 books that I really enjoyed this week. And I figure let's make a quick video and talk about those books. All right, so like I said, we have 3 books, so let's get right into them. Starting off at number 3, we have Royals by Derek Kirkham and Jacob Perez. This is coming from Image Comics. This is issue number 4. Not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite out of the story so far, but it was very enjoyable. For those of you guys that don't know, Royals is about 2 brothers, Castro and Paul, and they're able to communicate with telepathy. They have that gift, and they use it to go on and win poker matches. So with that power, they're able to hustle out some games, some people, and they ended up making it into a big tournament in Korea, where this book takes place. And in that tournament, they get busted. So the whole book has been going around with this main bad guy right here, having them work for him to kind of pay off the debt of all the money they cheated out from him. And in the last issue, it kind of shit kind of hit the wall, and we see the brothers get into a huge fight. And in the process, we see that they end up hurting somebody in the book, and towards the end, we see that they're about to get shot. It kind of cuts off at that, and we don't know what happens until this issue comes in. So then issue 4 comes in, and we kind of start with the brothers being alive. Nobody got shot. And then the explanation that the book gives is that that was all part of a dream sequence that they were in due to another human who had similar abilities to Paul and Castro, but instead of being able to communicate with telepathy, they're able to create scenarios and dreams in people's mind. And obviously the dreams that they create in those minds are very believable because Castro and Paul fell for it. So in this issue, we pick up with Paul being tossed out to the side while Castro is still in a warehouse being held. And yeah, the main guy goes in, or the main bad guy, which I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his last name or his name, goes on about telling the story about how he used to have a brother and how they had special powers as well. And yeah, it ended up being this whole like sequence where like it kind of was not what I was expecting from the issue, but it was fairly decent. I enjoyed it. The paneling in this book is very. It reminds me of like cartoons, like Saturday morning cartoons, even though they're a little bit more gory. But we find out that that Castro has always been like the playboy and the person that always thinks for himself. And in this issue, he realizes that there's things out there that need to be fixed and people that need to be helped. And we see him stepping up to the plate and taking over, not taking over, but making the decision that he is going to be good and help out the people in need. So yeah, Royals number 4 was a pretty good read. I'm very excited to see what issue 5 brings us because, like I said, this was not my favorite issue, but I still really enjoyed the story. So yeah, Royals number 4. That's my number 3. All right, and at number 2, we have a book that I thought was going to be my number 1, but if it wasn't for my obviously the book that is number 1 being out this week, this would have been my number 1. But number 2 for this week, because big surprise coming in at number 1, we have Batman by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. This is issue number 11, and we have the first meeting, the first official meeting between Batman and Ojo, because in issue 6 we saw her for the first time, and she met Bruce. As we learn in this issue, she was hired to take out Bruce Wayne. The issue starts with a secret meeting, and in that meeting, we learn that one of the members is one of Bruce Wayne's board members for his company, and Wayne Tex. And yeah, he talks about how Bruce is, or the whole group talks about how Bruce Wayne is working on this technology that has a lot of good benefits for their pockets, and how they want to push that technology to be open for contractors and military and stuff like that to create weapons or whatever they need to create to make their pockets, big. But Bruce Wayne doesn't want to use it for those implications, and he is building it for something else. So the board member that we see in issue 8, I believe, or issue 10, or yeah, one of those issues, he's in this meeting, and they talk about how Oho didn't complete her mission, which was taking down Bruce Wayne, and as he is growing to be a bigger threat because this technology that he's working on needs to be sold immediately, they decide to open up the contract to bring more assassins into Gotham, and whoever gets to take Bruce Wayne out will collect the reward. This doesn't sit well with Oho, and she pretty much takes out the board member that we met in a few issues back, and now assassins are coming into Gotham, and she is taking them out cleanly. So yeah, we see Batman investigate one of those sites where the killings are happening, and that is when Oho finally comes out and meets Batman for the first time. The action sequence in this issue was so incredible. I really enjoyed it. My only complaint was that it wasn't longer, and I know that's just me asking for more, but it's just the way Jorge Jimenez draws these action sequences is so beautiful. And you guys know that Jorge Jimenez is my GOAT, so I just can't get enough of his work, and I need more. I need more. So I felt very teased by this fight. It got cut short by Randall Savage's henchman, because they found Batman and they are trying to take him down. So yeah, the fight got cut short because of that. And then towards the end of the issue, we see Batman going back to his new place, since the Wayne Manor has been destroyed due to everything that's been going on and the plan that Batman had with Barbara. So yeah, they destroyed it. He has a new place, and in there we finally meet a new character coming into the story. We have Verity Pennyworth, the niece of Alfred Pennyworth, the old butler that Batman used to have, because this story, or this universe, continues the storyline of when Alfred died. So yeah, we have a new character coming into the mix, a new butler coming into the family. So very interested to see what Matt Fraction does with that character and how he builds her, and I just can't wait to see more Jorge Jimenez, because he's my GOAT and maestro. I fucking love everything he does. So yeah, very, very, very awesome. So my number 2 for my picks of the week. All right, and we made it to my number 1. This was a book that I didn't remember was coming out this week. I knew about it, obviously. I had pulled it in my, or I had asked for them to pull it to my box. I was very happy to see this in my box when I picked up my books this week. It's a book that hit very close to home, a very personal book to me. I usually stick to books that are action and adventure based, but yeah, this book actually made me bawl my eyes out. I've had 2 books that had made me cry in the past, and not like crying to like like boogers coming out of my face and everything. Books that had made me shed a tear, but this book actually like made me sob. Like I was crying. It's just it was a very hard time in the Puerto Rican history, and it talks about that. So it was something that, seeing that representation happening, um, not only for that moment, but for what's happening in Puerto Rico right now as a Puerto Rican, it was a strong book. So yeah, I do believe that if you're not Puerto Rican, you can still pick up this book and put yourself in the shoes of the main character Loli, and just see what's happening in our island. And it is this beautiful book right here, Beast of Borinquen. It's written by Julio Anta, and the insides, the art and this cover and the insides are done by Daniel Irizarry. Julio Anta is a Cuban Colombian writer, and Daniel Irizarry is a Puerto Rican artist. So, the fact that we have Hispanics working on this book is just amazing, and the fact that we have a Puerto Rican bringing us this beautiful piece, um, of what of our history, our island, of what's happening right now is awesome. So, huge shout out to Julio Anta and Daniel Irizarry. Thank you so much for bringing light to this situation and for putting this out there. It's just very amazing, and thank you for making me cry. This book is just insane. We follow Loli as she was dealing with the big hurricane that hit the island back in 2017, Hurricane Maria, and the aftermath of everything that happened afterwards. We see right here in the beginning how the hurricane was coming in. Right here is 2017, Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, and we see the interaction between Loli and her mother, um, as the hurricane is coming into the island, and we see a little bit of the chupacabra there, a little sneak peek of the beast that it is, you know, awakening this issue. And this 2-page art is just insane. The way you see the ocean crashing into the buildings, the wind, like I just can't imagine what it was like. I've been here in the States for close to 20 years, but I do have family in Puerto Rico that went through this. My girlfriend went through it before she moved out here. I have my brothers out there and my grandma. And when we were over here, I didn't know anything about my family for a whole week. So, just seeing this kind of brought back those memories of seeing the island get destroyed, not being able to talk to my family for a whole week, not knowing how they were doing. It brought back the memories of the story my girlfriend has told me about how tough it was and how tough people had it when Hurricane Maria came through the island. And it was just very heavy to read this. Um, but we have Loli as she went through the hurricane. After that, she became an activist fighting for the Puerto Rican people, fighting for the Puerto Rican land and the beaches. As we learn in this issue, Simon Hunt is going to break ground on a site for a new resort over in Aguadilla, and it is going to put part of the beach, is going to privatize it, and it's going to destroy land that shouldn't be touched to build a resort. It should be land that is already there, for the people of Puerto Rico, not to have people come in and make a quick buck and try to profit out of the island and out of the Puerto Rican people. As for most of you guys, if you guys don't know, Puerto Rican right now is a tax haven for a lot of people in the United States and other places of the world, where people come in to try to buy property and build property, and they just don't get charged the taxes, which kind of messes everything up for the Puerto Rican economy and all that. But Loli right here is fighting for that, and in this ceremony where they were gonna do the the picture and all that. It wasn't supposed to be groundbreaking day. It was just supposed to be the ceremony. They actually start breaking ground, and Lily points out that, hey, like, this is not right. But Simon Hunt shows that they have the rights, and she calls them out for paying the government to look the other way, turn the other cheek, and let them do whatever they want with the land. So it points out the corruption that's happening in the island, the tax haven situation that people are taking advantage of, and just the pain and the suffering that the Puerto Rican people have been going through since 2017, and even before that. So very, very, very special book. Very grateful to have read this, because it's just very, very important. It's a very important book. So if you guys haven't read it, I encourage you guys to go out and look for it. It is by Dark Horse, and yeah, it's just beautiful. It's scary but beautiful. In the midst of the groundbreaking, they awaken the Chupacabra, which is the beast you see right here. And now he's out for revenge on everybody who has been disturbing the Puerto Rican land and the Puerto Rican people. So he starts hunting the people breaking the ground. And it's very scary, like, not scary obviously as in like, oh my god, it's terrifying, but it's just like, the hunting of the bees being very, very, you know, yeah, I'm just lost for words. But yeah, this was definitely my number one book, a book that I love from beginning to end for many reasons, and very glad that, you know, this this type of medium can tell such a strong story that is actually true. And yeah, I'm just very glad that this is out there and people can read it. All right, guys. And with that, those were my top 3 books of the week. I gotta say, I'm very happy with these 3 books. Like, I really enjoyed them, but I was a little disappointed with the rest of the books. They were just not anything to write home about. They were just either continuations to the story, or yeah, no, yeah. All of the books that I picked up this week were just continuations of stories, but I don't know. They didn't feel as solid and as strong for me to put them on my top 5. The one thing I actually want to say, talking since I already talked about the other 2 books that made me cry, or yeah, I think I said 2 books that have made me cried have been by Daniel Warren Johnson, and I've been picking up most of the stuff that he has written. He does a lot of covers and stuff. I'm not really going after the stuff he has drawn. So like cover arts and stuff like that. I'm mostly like collect just like Scotty Young stuff, like when it comes to covers and stuff. But his writing is just phenomenal. So I've been grabbing everything that I can from Daniel Warren Johnson that he has been writing. And as of the day that I'm recording this, he announced his new book. Let me see if I can find the title of it really quick, because I am very excited. It comes out in the fall, and I just can't wait to read it. It's called Shankata. Shankata. And yeah, it's about this badass chick with a chainsaw in space. So I'm very excited for that. But I did pick up this weekend. Oh, it's upside down. This is Wonder Woman: Dead Earth. And as you can see, it's a little bigger from the regular books that I've been, or like the regular issues. This is magazine size. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I picked up the whole run. It's 4 issues, and he did the whole story. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. Daniel Warren Johnson, Wonder Woman: Dead Earth. I definitely want to read all of the work that I have in my collection and then give you guys a rundown of my favorite stories, because I could talk a lot about his stuff. It's just incredible. So very excited to read this, and very excited to finish reading the other stuff that I have. I think I have 2 more books in my queue. Actually, no. I'm finishing Space Mullets, and then I have 2 volumes of, or no, actually, I have the 2 volumes of The Moon is Following Us and Extremity, which I can't wait to get into. I have both of those completed runs, and then now I have Wonder Woman Dead Earth. So yeah, very exciting stuff. Can't wait to read the stuff so that I can bring you guys a book of my ranking of his stories, because they're very good, very, very good, and the writing is just amazing. And he's a very emotional writer, so it definitely pulls at the heartstrings, but it's just very good writing. And he does both the writing and the art, so pretty fucking cool. But yeah, guys, with that, we're gonna call it a day. I don't have anything else to show you guys, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for sitting down and listening to me talk about comics and my passion for this hobby. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have read any of them. Let me know if you guys are interested in reading any of them, and if you are, let me know if you're gonna go pick them up. Also, if you like the content that I'm putting out, subscribe. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent, but I have a full-time job, and yeah, I sometimes it gets to be a lot. But yeah, I'm trying to be as consistent as I can. So if I'm sorry that I'm not posting every week, but I'm gonna try my hardest to bring you guys at least one video a week. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for supporting this channel. We're trying to grow it slowly but surely, and I'm really thankful for everybody who has shown support to the channel. So thank you so much, guys. But yeah, with that, we're going to close it there. Thank you so much for being here. As always, it's been KFC Trades, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.